it's time for our guarantee of the day presented by AT&T, of course. Nafisa Collier, Caitlin Clark were named All-Star captains after receiving the most fan votes. We did see Fia on the floor tonight, and Caitlin Clark was on the bench. She is nursing that groin injury. All 10 starters also, by the way, announced earlier this week. So the two of you make your big, bold guarantee based on these All-Star announcements so far. Ari, let's start with you.
Okay.
Go big, go home.
Go big. I'm going to start with Big Leash in the building. Big Leash shows up for All-Star games. Alicia Gray, step up to the plate. You know it's your chance to shine during the All-Star game. She was the first player to win skills and three-point shooting contests, coming home with $200,000 last year. And she just is the one who has taken over this Atlanta Dream team this year, a consistent presence on offense, just knowing how to get her shot from wherever on the floor. And I just see her just stepping up and charming the world, too. Big Leash, big money, big W's, all in the chat.
All right, Ari's coming with the receipts. And I know you've always been a supporter of one Alicia Gray.
She's going to prove her supporters right and prove the haters wrong, the ones who just started watching basketball. She's up there for a reason.
Welcome to the show, everybody. What about you, Courtney?
Nafisa Collier did not have the game tonight that she probably wanted to.
Right.
It won't matter when we're talking about the WNBA All-Star game because she's going to win MVP there.
Book it, guaranteed.
Yes, that is my guarantee for this. And I want to go to the selection here because her being named a captain is really significant. The national recognition, for whatever reason, she does not get amongst the stars in this league. People are starting to take note of that. And I think that that is of critical importance. Cheryl Reeve talked about it the other day when the selections were announced. And we know this doesn't matter to her in the sense where she is a grinder. She puts her head down. She goes to work. She's not out there trying to politic for herself or try to raise her platform. But the national audience, when we're all in Indianapolis in a couple weeks and we're watching this game, and she takes home that hardware as the MVP, I think there's going to be a group of new W fans who are introduced to how dominant she's been. She's leading the league in scoring. She's an MVP favorite right now, the favorite in the league. What else do you need to see in order to give her flowers? I think she finally gets them in Indianapolis.
And what I love about Fee's game is she constantly works on every move, the attention to detail that she has, along with the motor and the motivation of feeling never satisfied. It's going to show itself in big ways. So you got Big Fee, I got Big Leash. What do you have, Taylor?
Well, also, I love the predictions from both of you, but I'm going to do a prediction that we're going to have to check in on like over a decade from now. So I hope we're all still friends.
She's like, I am a psychic.
We'll see if we're still
like
doing the wrap up.
Exposed.
What do you mean? You're not going anywhere.
No, we're not
literally
going anywhere. So make
me.
sure you tune in about a decade, because my guarantee is when it's all said and done, Paige Beckers, who, by the way, is an all-star starter as a rookie, will reach double-digit all-star appearances when it is all said and done. Look, Nneka Ogwumike just became the fourth player in league history to reach that plateau. Not many have done it. Sue Bird, Diana Taurasi, Tamika Catchings. What a crew to be amongst. But I think Paige Beckers, not only does she have the fan support, and a lot of this does have to do with fan support, I think it's only going to get bigger. But she's got the game, man. She's leading the Wings in the way that she is. I know they're having a bit of a down year, but she is only going to get better. She is a heck of a competitor. So I believe when it's all said and done, Paige Beckers 10+ all-star appearances.
Because she knows how to make history despite what her team is doing. She's the fastest player to 200 points, 50 rebounds, 50 assists. Paige knows how to create for herself and for her team. She's just universally loved.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a Paige Beckers stan.
Yeah,
so make sure
we're calling you
Paige.
in 10 years from now,
Yeah,
and
10
I'd be like,
years.
does she have her 10?
you guys have my number. Don't forget it. Mark it down. Write it on your calendars. Whatever you need to do.
She's not attached to my hip for the next decade.
But listen, we are, and all of those things guaranteed. Book it from all three of us. Okay, any of the starters that you saw on that list surprise you or not surprise you? Any names left off, or that was good? You thought the people did their thing.
As a reminder, the reserves come out in a couple of days.
Right.
Some of the names that were left off there, maybe Skylar Diggins, Alyssa Thomas, will find their way more than likely to Indianapolis for the game. But I thought Alyssa Thomas would probably be the only one that would fall into that snub category. I mean, the team's 12-5 in Phoenix. They're 10-2 with her, 2-3 without her. She is an incredible presence in the front court, but she played most of her career with the Connecticut Sun, so maybe there's that name recognition, brand recognition, player recognition that she just doesn't necessarily have, when we do know how much the fan vote factors into the players that are selected. Outside of that, I think it's just the discrepancies, because like Kelsey Plum, 6th among guards, fan and media vote, 16th among players. Seems like we're being told two different things here from the sets of voting that we're getting, and I think obviously Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston both being 9th front court player, center, and then obviously Caitlin Clark as a guard. Among the player vote, that was interesting.
So as biased as fans are, this is the opportunity for bias across the board. That is what All-Star is all about. It's voting for your faves. So where I'm looking, I love what you said about Alyssa being with Connecticut Sun. Maybe not as much visibility over time, but also I'm kind of shocked if it is fan vote, even though fan vote is only 50%. Courtney Williams, or Skylar Diggins. Exactly what you said. Like, it allows people to show their favorites, and I just don't think that Alyssa fell into the favorites.
Yeah, show their favorites and then show up for their favorites to get to watch them play on a big stage W All-Star Weekend. All right, obviously we love sports. That's kind of why we're sitting here, and that's why we talk about it for a living. But there are times when we do love our garbage television.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Guilty. Raise your hand if you're guilty. That's all of us. And right now, unless you're living under a rock, Love Island has taken this country